Hello everybody, I'm calling this video doing what I love to do. Only this time, since I'm not at my home base at Kilo Oscar Romeo George, which many of you know is Orange County Airport, I am going to be doing my thing here in the Houston area. Now, as you can see, I am at the very beginning of this flight, and but I must restart it because I don't have a let's get started button, and sometimes that just means you have to hit the hit the exit button and restart, just like I'm doing right now. So as you can see, I'm back in the basic construct, like the Matrix movies. But there is my ready to fly button. So I'm going to click ready to fly, and let's introduce you to our flight today. We are leaving from Houston Southwest Airport, the home of the Bronze Eagles. And my friends out there in the Bronze Eagles, hey, you all know who you are. And I am going to be flying my favorite A2A recreation of the Piper P-28 Cherokee twin-engine airplane. It's a beautiful plane, as you can see. It has my birthday, November. It is 0612DB for the Valiant Bright. So that's my own personalized airplane. As you can see, it's beautiful. It's got the tip tanks. It's got that beautiful chrome spinner in the front. Look at that thing, man! Beautiful black composite propeller. It's wide. It's got that big Continental engine inside, 250. It is ready to go. It's got a lot of room on the inside. As you can see, I'm sitting here and looking around, and in the back I got a full back seat and some plenty of storage space. Trim up top here and above me. Those are the only controls above me besides the air vents. I think at one time a plane like this probably could have an air conditioner, but it doesn't. So I am getting ready now. I thought about starting this video after I got up in the air, but you know what? I like the videos where I can see everything happening, and everything happens right here on the Comanche tablet. So here's the Piper Comanche tablet. Has my call numbers on there from the, it's beautiful. Did I say PA-28? I mean PA-24 250 Piper Cherokee. Alright, let's go look at the flight info. Barometric pressure 3008. You can see on the ground there are birds right above us. So we're going to have to look out for birds coming out of here. It is 79 degrees outside. Let's open the window and get some air. Ooh, I love that sound. Everything in this plane has great sound. Listen to this ashtray. Huh? Isn't that something? I love the way this plane sounds. Okay, it just makes a great experience. Everything is modeled in this airplane, from the engine to the electrical system to all the flight controls, and so everything works. That's another thing I love about it. I've installed it after a third-party aviation aeronautics package. That's the GTN 750 packet right there, and everything's looking pretty good. I still have my controls on. You can see there's the wheel chocks need to go. The tie down needs to go. The control lock, that's that red thing on the right there, that needs to go. And the pitot cover. So I'm gonna leave the parking brake engaged. We're set for the GTN 750. As I look around, I can see the chocks are gone, the tie downs are gone, Everything looks beautiful. We're about ready to finish our pre-flight. Right now, I got no gas in my tips. I got 1 gallon in my tips and 18 in my main tanks. That's really enough for what I'm trying to do today. So I am not going to fill up the airplane. We're just going to run on this 36 gallons as we go down to Galveston and do some touch and goes. You know what? I changed my mind. Let's fill this puppy up. Right tip tank. Do you hear that? That's the tin can effect of the fuel being in the tank and the wing. Listen, the wing is going to tip, and it's going to make this noise as soon as this right tank is filled. Watch. There we go. And I'm going to top off my main tanks too. So we got 15 on both tips and 30 in both main. We're ready to go. Let's take a quick walk around. I could walk around and look at everything, and that's fun to do. But what I want to do right now, for the interest of time, is just to inspect everything. Everything looks green for the airframe. Let's inspect the engine. The engine looks great. There's plenty of oil in there. I think we're ready to take off. We're ready at least to crank this puppy up, huh? Let's go to our checklist. We've done our pre-flight. You all are the passengers and you've been briefed. I got my seatbelt on. Lock control off. It's been removed. Parking brake is set. That's this puppy right here. The gear switch is down. The flaps are up. The radios are off. Autopilot off. Avionics master off. AI electrical switches are all off. Circuit breakers are all in. You got to check that on this, because sometimes it'll throw a circuit breaker. You're going to be up there wondering why stuff don't work. And rotating beacon on. That's kind of the last thing on the checklist. Is really kind of the first thing on the next checklist, I've noticed. So because you know the engine, we haven't even started the battery, and the last thing they have us do is to turn on the beacon lights to make sure that we don't forget that as we get ready to start this engine. Next checklist. Desired tank. No, nothing's on nothing. So we're going to go on the tip tank, so we just filled up. Tip tank selected. Mixture to full rich. That's that red lever. Throttle. We're just going to crack that open a little bit. And then we're going to pull our prop to full forward. Carburetor heat right next to it is off. Master switch on. This red one right here. You can hear it running. And we're watching our fuel pressure here start to climb. Oh no, we can't watch the fuel pressure because we haven't turned on the fuel pump. Fuel pump on. Now we see that oil pressure, that fuel pressure going up to 5 psi. That's where we want it. Turn the fuel pump off, number 9. Number 10, prime that thing 5 times. First we're going to unlock it, then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's our famous aviation dog, Miss Luna, right there. Keeping us all safe. Alright, so I like to lock the primer back because it's going to tell me to do that anyway. Turn my magnetos to both. That's the key here. And you can see it's set to both. Let's clear the prop. And this is for my friend Jimmy out there in Jimmy's world. How do we do it, Jimmy? Can I get a clear prop? We got that clear prop. Hit the starter. Oh yeah. She cranked over just fine. I can see the windsock out there. Do you see what I'm looking at? That windsock looks pretty strong. And we are looking at an 11 knot wind coming from, it looks like, our east, coming from the west. So I think I'm facing pretty much north here. No, I'm facing west. So that's coming out of the north. We want to make sure that these things are lined up. The compass is not at the same heading as the HSI. So I'm going to cheat and do a Alt-D, and you watch what happens to the HSI. Boom. Automatically fixes the drift. Now, the oil pressure, how's the oil pressure looking? Oil pressure is good at 65 psi. Let's lean this thing out, which means I'm just going to pull the mixture out until it starts to fail. Right there, and I'm going to push it back in a little bit until it sounds good again. Now I can check that lean by going to my maintenance tab here on my tablet, going to the engine analyzer, and I can see that that's nice and lean right here because of this green color and the carburetor. Alright, so back to our checklist. That's everything for the engine start. It's time to get ready to taxi. What I tell you, the last thing on the first list is the first thing on the next list. Primer locked, I already locked it. Avionics master on, that's this one, but I also like to turn on the autopilot while I'm doing that, because that's avionics also. Amp meter, pulling 20 amps right now. Radios, they all look good. Heading indicator, we got that fixed already, HSI. But while we're doing that, let's set our first destination. We're going to go down to Galveston, Texas, which is just a hop, skip, and a jump down the road down here in Houston. But we're going to fly down to Shoals Intercontinental Airport or International Airport in Galveston, and we're going to do some touch and goes down there. So I want to set my destination to 112. I'll set my course to 113, 115, 112, right there. And we'll deal with the heading bug in just a second, because I'm going to set that up with the runway. I think we're going out of 9, but which is just straight west. Yeah. Or maybe no. 9 is east, huh? Yeah, there we go. 9 is due east, as you can see. We'll set that. Heading bug. Oh shoot, now it's doing that drift thing again. You gotta be careful when you push that thing down. Okay, that's close enough. Landing gear lamp is on. Heading indicator is set. Landing gear lamp is on. Nav lights. That's this one right here. Parking brake release. And then we want to test our brakes. Now, first things first, let's listen to the weather. 9 miles an hour wind. Good visibility. Not going over 2,700 feet. Okay. 3009er. 3, 0, 0. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, wow. 3, 0, 0. 9er. Okay. Okie dokie. So we got that taken care of. Let's announce where we're going out.
Kilo Alpha X-Ray Hotel traffic passenger 612 is taxiing to runway 9er.
So we're going down to the far end there to take off, heading back in the direction that we're facing right now. I'm engaging the toe brakes, releasing the parking brake, letting go a little bit. Yeah, we're rolling and we're stopping. The brakes look good. We are heading out, runway 9. I'm going to catch that yellow line right here. And we're taxiing. Like I said, my friend, we don't actually know each other yet, but I'm sure one day we'll meet. His name is Russ. Fly with Russ. If you get a chance to look at his videos, Fly with Russ is this brother up there in the Northeast who has one of these Piper Cherokees. I think he has a 240. This is a 250, so his engine may not be quite as big as mine in this one, but it's generally the same airplane. So I like to watch him fly and see what he does. He's VFR rated, and he makes mistakes, and I learn from his mistakes. And he will acknowledge the things that he doesn't do well. He's still learning how to, talk to air traffic control. I love that. Oh, before we get down there, we need to do our run-up. And one of the things I forgot to do, speaking of stuff that I forgot, is to hit this button right here. Oops, that was wrong. There we go. We filled up with 90 gallons. That's what we got, the full complement of gasoline. Now I hit this button and we're ready to go. That's the engine monitor. And as I said, as we make our way to the far end, we're going to have to pull over and do a run-up. This is the campus here at Houston Southwest. As you can tell, the buildings are in the same spot, but they just don't look like the same buildings. They're your canned aviation buildings from Microsoft, but it does give you a good the feeling and the understanding of what the field is actually doing in terms of the direction of the runway, the taxiways, what kind of obstructions are on either end of the runway, that type of thing. So it looks a whole lot like the real thing, and I enjoyed that part of my simulation experience. But I like it to be better? Of course. Am I going to complain? No, because I love doing this. This is a lot of fun. Alrighty, daddy. We're towards the end. I'm going to pull over here, and I'm going to turn into the wind, which is kind of behind us. There we go. Alright, we're turning to the wind. I'm going to set my parking brake right here. And let's do the run up. Parking brake on hold. Well, position 1, position in the wind. 2, parking brake on hold. 3, fuel quantity check. That's full, that's full, that's full, and that's full. Fuel selection to the desired tank. We already did that. Mixture as required. That's okay. Let's go to 2,000 RPM. We're looking at our RPM meter right here. And right there. We're at 2,010 RPMs. 2,000 even. Now, let us check our oil pressure, oil temperature, fuel pressure, cylinder head suction, exhaust gas temperature. Everything looks great. Now, I'm going to test magneto 1 from both to 1. That dropped down to 1780. Nice drop for magneto 1. Back to both. And we're right back at 2,000. Magneto check number 2. It's magneto 2. Doesn't drop nearly as much. Go back to both. That looks good. Now we're going to cycle our prop 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, we got a little temperature on cylinder head number 6. First we're going to check our carb heat. That's working. Take the carb heat back off. And let's idle it. That concludes our run-up. Let's go to the end of the runway and head on out. Okay, I'm at the line for the runway.
Kilo Alpha X-Ray Hotel traffic passenger 612 taking off runway 9 east departure.
Uncontrolled airport, so we're not going to hear anything back. Let's close this window. Do our before takeoff. Flight control, free and clear. Right up, right, left down, left up, left down. Rudder looks good. Let's look at our flaps here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's set them for takeoff. Flaps are set. Fuel selected to desired tank. Fuel pump on. Mixture full rich. Prop full forward. Carburetor heat off. Engine gauges all in the green. Pitot heat not needed. Strobe lights on. And let's turn on the landing lights. That's the before takeoff checklist complete. Time to take off. Everything's done. Let's pull onto the fence here. That's what all these stripes are at the end of the runway. They call it the fence. That's runway 9. Everything looks good. I don't see any birds, but there were plenty of shadows on the ground, so we better keep looking. Alrighty. Gotta slip my feet down into position on the rudder pedals and let's take off. Throttle is full forward. Airspeed is active. Got a little wind coming from that way. And that's our rotate speed. Have a positive rate of climb. Keeping an eye out for those birds. I'm at the end of the runway, so gear up. Flaps up. Still at a positive rate of climb and likes to climb on out.
Kilo Alpha X-Ray Hotel traffic pastor 6121 miles east 700 feet inbound to land runway 9er.
I'm pretty much on track in terms of where I'm going, but not quite. So let's get right on my GPS navigation line. We're still climbing at 1,000 feet. Out. We're at 2,000 feet. I'm going to bring some of this throttle and stuff out. And I'm going to engage my autopilot and my altitude hold. Really picking up the speed. We bring down I'm going to even this out at about 2,200. Both the manifold pressure and RPM. 22.7, 22, yeah, that's plus. Now, I'm going to do the same thing I did to leaving it out before. I'm going to bring back my mixture. So I hear it sputter a little bit. And bring it back up and let's see if that is a good lean. Not quite. Much better lean. Okay, there's the map, and you can see we're just heading out down here to KGLS. That's Galveston Shoals Airport. Now, I have another deal here. I have another tablet, but I haven't turned it on yet. There it is. It's still offline. So I feel that what I'll do is just trim up some. We're not really trim up a little bit more. Keep that light from coming on. Alright, everything looks to be good. Let's check our cruise. Throttle is set, prop is set, mixture is lean, fuel pump is off. Fuel pressure looks good. Still at 5. And all the engine gauges are in the green. No more heat. High temperature on cylinder 6. Everything's working good. This is the map I was telling you about my other tablet, and this just gives me more information about what's going on here. I don't know what this level is for. I don't want to see the weather level. Thank you. Do I want to see the flight plan? Why not? Here we are, right on the blue line. As you can see, this is where we are right now. We're just over the town of Alvin, Texas. Let's go outside and look. That's Alvin, you guys. Alvin High School. I guess that's where Nolan Ryan played. Beautiful day out here. Everything looking good from the outside. And everything looks good on the inside. We have well, we got a double-digit crosswind, however it goes. Let's see how hot it is in the cockpit here. It's 72 degrees. That's not too hot. That's pretty comfortable, really. I'm not going to change anything. I was going to open the vents and cool it down in here, but I don't really need it. 72 is great, huh? Great day to fly. As you can see, we're about halfway through our flight right here. I'm going to start looking for the airport on the radio. Let them know we're coming. Ellington, I see Ellington. I see Hobby. Here's Shoals.
Tower Pastor 61220 miles northwest, 2,000 feet to land.
Pastor 612 Tower. Altimeter tree 0.08, wind 154 at 18. Make straight in runway 14.
Make straight in runway 14, Pastor 612.
Straight in one way. Oh, shit. So that's 14 degrees. 14 is 14 degrees right here. I like to put my heading bug on that. That way I'll know how to fly my pattern once I get there. It doesn't look like we're going to have to come down a whole lot to get into pattern altitude, probably about 300 feet. And when we get there, I'll fly it by hand, but right now, no hands. Santa Fe, Texas. Coming up next. That ought to be it right down there on Highway 6. I shot a commercial in Santa Fe. There's a guy right down there on Highway 6. I don't know if you can see it from up here, but he rebuilt a castle from Italy, brought it over like virtually brick by brick, and reconstructed it where? Santa Fe, Texas. It's a beautiful place. Did a lot of work on it. Usually in these little towns you can tell where the high school is, because that's it where the football field is. If you're from Santa Fe, Texas, this is what it looks like for Microsoft Flight Simulator. As you can see the Gulf of Mexico out that way. And a bunch of refineries out that way. But this is a nice little sweet spot if you're looking for a hidden gem in Houston. I can just about see the runway lights from here at Galveston. I don't know if that's runway 14 or not. And that may not even be Galveston. I don't know. This is off to my left. Could be another airfield. But it looks like Galveston Island down there, so hope it is the one. Let's see if this map can give us a better idea. Honestly, looks like it could be it. Yeah. Or at least one of the runways there at Shoals. As you can see, they have a couple. We're coming in 1-4, so that's the one. That very well could be 1-4 that we see blinking out there in the distance. As I look at the flight pan, it's not giving me an entry altitude, so I think I'm in pretty good shape. This request touch and
Tower
go.
Pastor 612, 2,000 feet, touch and go.
Pastor 612 tower. Altimeter tree 0.07, wind 158 and 19er. Fly straight in runway 14.
It's telling me to fly straight
Fly
in
straight
runway.
runway 14, Pastor 612.
Don't get into the pattern. Don't dilly-dally around. Come straight on in, is what he's saying. As you can see, I'm at HSI here. I'm right on the GPS track, on the course with the GPS. But there's a little bit of wind, and we're crabbing a little bit, so we're crabbing about 2 degrees. And sort of like I was saying before, it looked like that airport was off to my left, and since we are crabbing to the left there, we're drifting over in that direction. There's the causeway at Galveston on I-45 South. Beautiful Texas City over there, refineries in the background. More plants down here on the other side. The freeway the 45. I can't think of the name of this little neighborhood with all of the tiki houses. Is it Tiki Island? Something like that. But it's really beautiful to fly over. People live right here, like virtually in the middle of the Galveston Bay. It's hilarious. Alright, we're to fly straight in. We're going to turn our autopilot off. Straight in to runway 14. Going to slow down. I'm going to bring my throttle and make sure to full forward. Whoa. Let's drop our landing gear.
612 wind 158 at 19er. Clear touch and go left traffic runway 14.
Touch and go runway 14 past 612.
So now we're losing altitude, and I see runway 14, I think. I don't actually see the end of the runway right now. I think what I'm seeing me off track for the runway, so I'm going to make that my runway right here. I think I see 2 runways, and I'm just a little bit off trying to get there. We got a really strong crosswind. We're at 1,500 feet. I'm at 100 knots. Yeah, and I think that's the runway because it comes in right over the end of this peninsula right here. And I can see that my heading bug is pointed toward it. Right now I'm 100 knots flying level and low. Here's the Galveston Causeway. There's my runway. We're going to be doing what we call a touch and go. My gear is down. Remember I told you we had the crab coming here? Well, that means we're gonna have the crab while we're landing. We're right on. We got 2 red, 2 white poppies. Got a nice little control descent coming in. Going a little fast. Bring in a level of flaps. It's got our air airspeed back under control. We're at 100 knots coming to the fence and dropping. Let's get another level of notches in flaps in. Oh, my bad, my bad. Coming to the fence. And now I'm just going to cut the engine all the way off. Come in here. There we go. Touchdown. Gear up. And we're right at takeoff speed. That, ladies and girls, what you call a touch and go. Now, since we've been cleared for touch and go, we performed it successfully right now. We can do as many touch and goes as we want. And the airport, who's in that tower right there, will guide us through our pattern. So that's a good thing to do. Ooh, there was a seagull going right past us. Seawall Boulevard below. Still climbing down. See them seagulls down there? Still got our positive rate. Climbing out at 100 knots. It's 800 feet. Make my crosswind, and I'm going to use that green bug right there to make sure I stay perpendicular. There we go. Perpendicular to the runway. Also means perpendicular to the seawall. Seawall Boulevard. Beautiful. There's the airfield right behind us. Make a little turn. Beautiful. That's the cemetery my grandparents are buried in, right below us. Airport over there. The runway itself is right behind us. I mean, now we're lined up on our downwind leg. 14. Still climbing a little bit, but we'll cut that out. Go. Let's reduce our speed some.
Passenger 612 wind 158 at 19er. Clear touch and go left traffic runway 14.
I never brought up my landing gear.
Clear touch and go runway 14 passenger 612.
But we're clear to land again, so I'm not going to bring them up now. We just got clearance. I like to give myself a little more room. Like for that to get to my 45. I'm looking over my shoulder. I like to get the airport about 45 degrees off my shoulder. There's the airport over there. So now I am starting my base turn right over the water here. Beautiful. Like I turn towards the causeway. One of the
250 at runway 14 ready for departure IFR to Kilo Lima Bravo X-ray.
One of the problems with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 is when you see bridges like this, it doesn't know that it's a bridge, so it makes it a solid object. I could not fly underneath that thing when I crashed into it. Alright, I'm on my base leg. It's my base leg here, coming up. Almost done. I'm going to be following that flashing light on into the runway. Let's go. You see how some of the causeway is underwater here in Microsoft Flight Simulator? That's a glitch. Bad thing, nobody ever went and fixed it. You would figure that after all of this time, somebody would have fixed that. It's actually 2 bridges, and the whole second bridge is underwater. Alright, I overshot a little bit, but that's cool. I can come back to it. So my gear is down. I got a good speed going. The wind is pushing me a lot. 15-mile-an-hour crosswind. But what do? I just crab, baby. I crab, baby. That's what I do. I crab. That's what I'm doing. Crab means that my nose is facing off towards the west here, but I'm headed south on a straight line to the runway. In order to do our touch and go. This time I don't need any flaps. Been managing my speed the whole time. I'm a little bit low, so I'm going to pull up. That's going to bleed a little speed off, but it's also going to get me in good with those poppy lights. Now I got 4 reds, and that's not good. Now I got 3 reds. And that's not good. And now I got 2 reds, and I can head straight to the runway. See, I dropped my nose a little bit, and then I lost that poppy, and I pull it up, and I got the poppy back, and now I'm just going to let that be my glide slope if I can. See, I still got 2 reds on the poppy. And that's the fence at 14. All the throttle is gone. Just gonna let the wind effects bring me down. Beautiful. Get up off the ground, Bubba. Now, can we raise our gear this time? You're up for a change. And you see I'm still crabbing on my way up. Because I'm going straight, but the wind is pushing me sideways. Gotta keep an eye on those birds. See that one right there that just flew by? Gotta keep an eye on it, because when that thing hits the propeller, it's good night. Out here landing on the beach. Do that again. That was too much fun. I'm on my crosswind leg. Perpendicular to my outbound runway. Cemetery. That's Moody Memorial United Methodist Church down there. Really big complex. Completing my turn onto the downwind leg of my pattern. It's the airport directly to my left. That's me passing the airport right there. Time to slow down. Slow down.
Passenger 612 with 158 and 19er.
Got a buzzer saying it's time to drop my landing gear.
Clear
That's how I
touch
knew
and go
I
runway 14 Pastor 612.
landing gear. Okay, so that was my clearance for my touch and go. Like I said, I like to swing out a little wide. Got my gear drop, so we were close to our 100 knot approach speed. It's pretty water down here, nice reflections. Almost finished with the base turn. Here's my base turn. And there's the runway. Pastor 612 is on base. I have a phone call coming in, but I don't recognize the number, so I'm not answering it. Plus, I'm flying right now. Alright, let's see if we can get closer on to this. Airspeed is down to 90 now. That's what I should be landing at. Oh yeah. I'm on final now, and I just like turned and pegged it that time. Right on. Of course, we don't want to be right on. We want to be a little bit to the right, because we gotta grab this puppy on in. One hand on the yoke, another hand on the throttle, and I am working this crab back down to the ground. This time I'm coming in about 10 knots slower than I did the first couple of times, because I got a better peg on the speed, right? That's why they call it practice. You get better when you practice. Beautiful homes, huh? How'd you like to live right here where all the airplanes come right over your house as you're sitting on the porch fishing or something? We got a nice glide slope. Two red, two white, beautiful. All the way in. Over the fence. So now I'm just going to cut my speed, cut my engine, and coast to the ground. Then when I get close, I'm going to pull up a little bit and let it slow down and just simmer on down. Right, gear up. We're out of here. Some softball fields. Now, plan to go on back after doing some touch and goes. I think I've done my touch and goes. So let's cancel my landing intentions with this airport.
Tower Pastor 612 cancel landing intention.
Let's head on back home. 292. Heading to
Houston approach Pastor 612 is type Piper Comanche 2 miles southeast of Kilo Golf Lima Sierra 1,200 feet. Request flight following.
293.
Pastor 612 Houston approach. Squawk 3701.
Squawk Tree 701 Pastor 612.
Pastor 612 radar contact 2 miles southeast of Kilo Golf Lima Sierra 1,600 feet. Altimeter 30.08.
Roger Pastor 612.
All right. Flying back over Galveston. Headed home. Here we are. Right on target. Turning on autopilot. And let's level off our altitude right here. 2,700 feet. Look at that golf course down there on Galveston Island. But you didn't know there was a golf course in Galveston, did you? Living on the golf course in Galveston. With all those water hazards, man. Please. Please. When you're living on the golf course in Galveston, you're just cheap. That's too much fun right there. There's Tiki Island that I was talking to you about. It looks like one of those Dubai palm islands. Or like a magnolia leaf. See, they're all on stilts and they all got access to the back with their own little waterway at the back of their houses. Too nice, too nice, too nice. Then you can just take your boat on over here to this uninhabited park, essentially, right there across the way. I bet there's some good fishing over there. Shoot, who you kidding? There's good fishing all over these guys today. Another housing development along the same lines. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's go have a look. Isn't that beautiful? How'd you like to live there? And these canals that they did, you'd never know that canal was there. Island, Bayou Vista. I don't know what this area is called right here. That's real pretty. That's called Harbor Walk Boulevard. I don't know what that's called. Is that Harbor Walk? Is that the name of the neighborhood? You let me know. I don't know. But it makes sense. Okay, let's find our home airport and let them know we're on our way back. We're looking for east and southwest on this list. Houston Airport. East and southwest, ASH. Let's see what the weather's saying there back home. Still 26 miles out, but at least they know we're on our way. I can set us up for a better cruise. Burn all of the gas that they got. And you can see we're down about a quarter tank, a little more than a quarter tank on both tips. I can check that out here too. Got 9 gallons left on both tips, but now, since this is an uncontrolled airport or non-powered airport, I will do some announcing to let everybody know
Kilo
where
Alpha
I am.
X-ray Hotel traffic passenger 61220 miles southeast, 2,600 feet, inbound to land runway 90.
Also, does a good job of telling me where I'm going. about that glitch. Alright, back in the airplane.
Kilo Alpha X-Ray Hotel traffic passenger 61214 miles southeast, 2,600 feet, inbound to land
Lost
runway
6
9.
miles of travel time, that's all. From the glitch. That puts us back over Alvin, Texas again.
Kilo Lima Bravo X-ray traffic lift 92507 miles north inbound ILS runway 17.
So, do I see a blinking airport light someplace in front of me? No, I don't. But visibility is 10 miles and I was 14 miles out.
Kilo Alpha X-Ray Hotel traffic passenger
12 miles out.
61212 miles southeast, 2,700 feet, inbound to land runway 9.
That must be Highway 6 down there. So I should be getting within my 10-mile visibility soon. Either way it goes, I'm right on the money in terms of the GPS direction. Know anybody who lives in Manville? Coming up on Manville, that little place over there, I think.
Kilo Lima Bravo X-ray traffic lift 92505
Should be Manville.
runway 17.
Somebody else's high school. Is that Manville High School? Hey, Manville. So, you should see a big intersection of Highway 6 and 288 coming up pretty soon. Still kind of high up. I don't see airport light yet. Let's check my position.
Kilo Alpha X-Ray Hotel
6
traffic
miles away.
passenger
So let's start our
6126
descent.
miles southeast, 2,600 feet, inbound to land runway 9.
Gonna pull my landing lights and a fuel pump. Gonna set my mixture and my propulsion forward. I'm dropping this down. There's the airport right there. Let's turn off. Yeah, that's the airport right there. Let's set this for 90 because that's where we're landing.
Alpha
crosswind.
X-Ray Hotel traffic passenger 612 is on crosswind runway 90.
Drop my gear. There we go. Now I'm far enough away to do my downwind leg.
Kilo Alpha X-Ray Hotel traffic passenger 612 is on downwind runway 90.
Those are big TV antennas out here in Southwest Houston. That's the airfield back there.
Kilo Lima Bravo X-ray traffic lift 92501 miles north inbound ILS runway 17.
Alright, I think I'm ready to start my base leg.
Kilo Alpha X-Ray Hotel traffic passenger 612 is on base runway 90.
Bringing my throttle down. Got my gear down. Mixture prop. All full forward. Finishing my base turn. Should be having a view. That's the runway over there. Okay. Alright, those two lights are at the end of the runway. That's the threshold. And now I'm making my turn to final. Let me let them know. Now to my
Kilo
final
Alpha
turn.
X-Ray Hotel traffic passenger 612 is on final runway 90 to land.
On the runway. Got a little crosswind. So we'll keep the craft going. Over the fence. I'm cutting the power. Simmer down now. There we go. Here we are. We landed. We stopped. And now I can announce that I am clear of the runway.
Kilo Alpha X-Ray Hotel traffic passenger 612
Alright,
is clear of the
coming either
runway.
way. Connection lost. Be sure you have active internet connection. Check the forums for additional information. The system will attempt to reconnect. Hopefully I haven't lost you guys. And so that's what I love to do. Take the Piper Cherokee up like my friend Russ. Go visit someplace beautiful. Do a couple of touch and goes. Why not? And come on back home for lunch. Right now, looks like it's about, what, 1:20 here in Houston. Connection has been restored. I hope that means that you're still paying attention. We're back on the ground, taxiing to the Bronze Eagle's Nest at Houston Southwest Airport. That's Kilo Alpha X-Ray Hotel, KAXH, Houston Southwest. Beautiful out here on the southwest side of town. Alcoa, Texas. Alright, this is where we took off from. This is where we will return. And if you remember, we were pointed this way. There we are. Now, we made it back. We taxied on in. Beautiful. What we'll do is we will get our parking brakes. See those birds flying above? We're going to choke the engine out. Set our parking brakes. Oops. There we go. Then we're going to turn off the strobe light, the nav lights, the landing lights, the oil, the fuel pump, and finally the master switch. And that ends our game. Look at that. That was a nice 56-minute tour. It was a lot of fun. Going back to the main menu. Thank you so much for joining me. That was a lot of fun. Let's do it again soon sometime. And I will see you the next time I'm here. Bye. I can see you lost the stream. Oh boy. I think the best thing for me to do is just to do this. Get out of that. Come over to here. Close this out. And it's going to be active. Stop recording. Stop streaming.